Hi, I'm Audrey Karras, and for my ITEC presentation, I did a SWOT analysis on Starbucks. It's a coffee conglomerate in every major city in the world, as well as down the street from your home. Some of the strengths of Starbucks is they are able to perfectly match coffee shop vibes the way that every customer is looking for. Neutral lighting, neutral artwork, photographs, dark wood, furniture, all this accompanied by modern or classic music playing, just so you should be able to read in the shop but not being distracted and still entertained. The employees are very interested in helping customers and doing everything they can. They like to go above and beyond. They assist you in small things. If you need help charging your phone or customizing your drink perfectly the way you want, or going to the back to check on things, they like to make sure the customer is always helped. And for the most part, they keep it to a very fast process, especially with mobile ordering. You can have your drink ready within 3 to 5 minutes and not even have waited for it. So they really get to emphasize that when they target market. Also, the convenience of Starbucks is just enormous because there's so many locations, and just even in Columbia, if we want to look at the one off Beltline, the one at 5 Points, and the Vista off Main, multiple locations on campus, and Garner's Ferry, in the Target and Garner's Ferry, just you can always find a Starbucks, and that's something that really helps them keep a brand loyalty. And you can get the same thing everywhere. The drinks are extremely consistent. You can get the macchiato in California and fly to New York the next day and get the same exact drink. That is one thing that a lot of coffee places, I think, struggle with. And their baristas have an extensive knowledge on everything, so they know what kind of beans they're brewing, they know what they're talking about. But the weaknesses on the other side are high prices. It's really hard for Starbucks to compete with competitors on prices because they strive for quality, and you have to a certain extent have to pay for that. And there isn't really something that you can change about the fact that something of lower quality is just able to be cheaper. They also have limited food options compared to other coffee shops. It's more breakfast-based, pastries, French foods. It's nothing more than they advertised it to be, but it is limited, especially because they have customers in throughout the entire day and only selling breakfast food. They also seem to have a lot of small locations in really big areas, which can be complicated because when you're expecting this amount of traffic and you don't have the room for these people, it can become very frustrating for the regular customers. The opportunities that Starbucks has, though, is they can be able to stretch out into any corner of the world. They already do have stores in almost every continent, and they are still able to grow new types of stores, even more retail store-based, just to get more products out there. And expanding on their brand loyalty. Everyone, you know where to get your cup of coffee. You know what you like. You know what you can get, and you can get it right away. So their brand loyalty is really huge, and I think especially with customers that travel around the world, you can go and be like, when I go to London and I don't know where to get breakfast, I'm familiar with the Starbucks, and I am able to know that, okay, that's safe, I can go and eat there. I think they could also expand on training their baristas, because even though they are more knowledgeable than almost any other coffee shop barista, whether locally or nationally, there is still a lot of new products that they put out there that some of their new employees or maybe not full-time employees are not very aware of. Some of the threats that Starbucks face, though, is local competition. This 5 Point Starbucks I was able to look into, they compete with Drip, another local coffee shop, Gourmet Shop. They have a lot of specialty coffees and other breakfast places around where people can get that. Because people want to shop local, it benefits local communities, so that's a big threat. As well as national, we have a Dunkin' Donuts or a Wawa, convenience stores, places that sell coffee is a big threat to Starbucks because they're also cheaper and often faster. And Starbucks' dependence on the coffee industry really is a threat to their prices because the coffee beans go up and down, especially based on season. So if they're solely based on coffee sales, their prices are going to change dramatically. As well as health concerns in the United States with the sugar consumption of Americans. So the frappuccinos and all those things that Americans associate with high sugar counts and carb counts, definitely Starbucks can steer away from, just because that can impact the type of customers they are attracting. But in conclusion, I think it's a very positive perspective for Starbucks. They have a very successful business model. There's always room for improvement in their store setups and their hiring process and training, as well as adapting to customers' changing lives. But 47 years down the road, they're being pretty successful, and I would say they're on a good path. Thank you.